I've been talking about the Drive It model, which is a 7-step coaching tool that I created in my book, A Powerful Culture Starts With You. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 3rd step of 7 of the Drive It model. This 3rd step is invite a new way of thinking. This step can be used in any situation, actually, because there are times when we are moving quickly and we're doing our best and we don't understand why a certain situation exists as it does. And when I ask questions around invite a new way of thinking, I'm helping the client take a step back and look at the forest and not just be in the trees, really take an aerial view of what's happening. Oftentimes when we have a challenging situation, there's assumptions we have, there's stories we tell ourselves. I recently had a client who was sharing with me that he didn't feel that people were engaged, they weren't speaking up in the group, they weren't sharing their ideas, and he said, I just think that they are checked out. And so questions that I asked him that are from the Invite a New Way of Thinking included, what have you been telling yourself about this situation? What other explanations might there be for what's happening here? How else can you look at this challenge? And as we explored the challenge together of why his team didn't seem to be speaking up, they didn't have the same energy as before, he realized that there'd been certain changes in the organization that he had taken for granted. There had been a company that was acquired several months before, and there was a lot of work on his team's part to help integrate the new company and the new team members. He had had fewer meetings, he discovered, and that is something that people were not so happy about because they were really used to the cadence that they had before. I asked him, what if you were to assume positive intent? Because he had shared with me all these things that had gone well with his team, and this was something new that he was observing. And so when we take a moment and think about an issue through the lens of positive intent, we are assuming that anything that has changed is not because people are lazy or not into it, but maybe there's something further that needs to be explored. Other questions around this part of the Drive It model, which is invite a new way of thinking, include, what have you done in the past that's working? What might you need to quit? And so over the course of several weeks, as I worked with this client and he would take new actions in between our meetings, he discovered that a big part of what was happening had to do with his lens and how he was viewing things. He had cut back on the meetings, he had not asked for feedback for quite a while, and he didn't realize the little nuances that needed to be tended to, which then once he got the feedback, once he started implementing it, once he gave the team the resources that they needed, then the energy went back up. So inviting a new way of thinking gives you a chance to explore your assumptions and to look at things from a positive intent lens to see what might need to be shifted a bit.